do a little experiment. So while number 5 has my claim, sentence number 6 contains the evidence to support my claim. More than 90% believe foods made with GMOs should be labeled. So what's the pattern so far? I make a statement, and then what happens? Support it with evidence. And then I make a further statement that supports my original point, and then what do? Say it again. Back it up with evidence. Sentence number 7. What labeling advocates are asking for is not a warning label like consumers find in the pack of cigarettes, but simply a, quote, factual, non-judgmental disclosure, unquote, that indicates the presence of GMOs. What's going on there? That's a more complicated sentence. What do you think is going on there?
I said, well, it's reasoning and evidence as to why people want labeling.
Okay, so there's some reasoning. In my language, I called it explanation. Reasoning, same thing. There's some reasoning going on. There's some explanation going on. And there's also that little bit of evidence in there. Notice how you don't always have to use full sentences in your quotations. You can simply use a phrase that happens to resonate, that makes sense. There's not a lot of other ways to say factual, non-judgmental disclosure and have it mean exactly that. Note again that because I have my quotation there, I've got my parenthetical citation. Sentence 8. American society reacts very negatively to secrecy, whether governmental or corporate. Where does that come from? Is that something that you would say? Why would you say that? Because that's what society is. We're making a claim or we're making an observation about society at large. We don't have to research that. We don't have to provide a source citation for that. If we were to then therefore say the United States government uses secrecy to promote the interests of individual corporations and make this big complex claim, that's one thing. But to make a general statement about Americans don't like secrecy, that's fair to say. So we've got a general statement about secrecy, and then sentence 9. Labeling GMO foods gives consumers more information to make buying choices and can be done in a very discreet manner. Well, it certainly reinforces the thesis. The thesis is going to be something about how foods that contain GMOs need to be clearly labeled so consumers can make clear choices. This paragraph was about my claim in my topic sentence is that one argument in favor of labeling foods is that Americans want food to be labeled. And I end with the idea that labeling foods is easy to do, and it gives consumers more information. Notice how sentence 10 operates within this as well, though. I didn't give you anything more of the next paragraph except for sentence 10, and you know what that paragraph is going to be about. However, now what does however mean? When you see the word however, what do you know is coming? The other side. However, opponents of labeling GMO foods argue that requiring labeling will lead to higher prices for consumers and other unintended negative consequences. What kind of sentence is that? For the new paragraph? Topic sentence. What's going to come next? We'll say that's our counterclaim. So what's going to come after our initial counterclaim? Evidence. Precisely. So this paragraph, I don't intend for you to be literally write by numbers. Sentence 1, sentence 1 should be your topic sentence. But sentence 2, make a claim. Sentence 3, evidence. Sentence 4, reinforce that claim. Sentence 5, evidence. You're not to follow that lockstep, sentence by sentence, but that should be your model. That should be your general model for how you present your information. Okay? So for, if you wanted to see my key and how I completely filled this out, topic sentence, my thinking, a piece of evidence, an explanation that, again, is my way of explaining it, a claim based on my research, more evidence, more explanation, a general statement, the end of my paragraph, and then a transition sentence into the new paragraph that introduces the counterclaim, and then what's going to happen after that is evidence and explanations to support the counterclaim. That's your model. Do there have to be 10 sentences in every paragraph then? No. Does it have to go exactly like this? No. But should every paragraph contain your thinking, evidence, explanation? Yeah. That's what we're going after. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Now,